Okay, so first things first, I really need to close the window. The noise is irritating. I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm not doing this just to get my book out there. I wrote a book. It's almost 1 year old now, actually. I am very, very proud of this. I released this in April last year. It is called A Story and a Play in Pursuit of Identity. I'm so happy that I put this out, and I'm happy about it because both of the stories in here, there are two stories in here, a story and a play. um, so the story is called Idunnu, and the play is called Adi and the Heroes. And I'm really glad about this book because I think both stories really reflect how I felt at the times that I wrote them. Adi and the Heroes is about a 10-year-old girl called Ade who loves to draw, and she has a magic pencil essentially, where when she draws something, she goes into her drawing. And so the series is about her drawing different fictional Nigerian heroes and then going into their stories and exploring how they help the country. And these fictional heroes are actually based on true people who I consider to be heroes. And so I've written the first one. I already have an idea of who I want the second one to be. I can't wait to start writing that, and I'll get to that when I do. But if you want to pick this up, please go ahead. The link will be in the description, or I'll put it up on the screen, or where you can get it. But I actually want to talk about the character from the first story, Idunnu. So about 2 years ago, before I turned 25, I had this sudden realization, like, oh, I'm turning 25. And I felt like my life was cementing. Like all this time, I've just been kind of living and going with the flow. But now, like, I'm turning 25. It's getting serious. And I had this idea or vision of the woman I wanted to be. And I was nowhere close to her. And I got really scared that if I didn't change something, then I would be stuck. And like, this would be my life forever. And I didn't want that. So I wrote Idunnu. And Idunnu is about this woman who she just goes with the flow. She kind of likes being helpful, kind of does whatever. And she ends up engaged to a guy who is a great guy by all accounts. He does really good work. He is a really good person. And so she feels like she can merge her life with his because he's doing amazing things and she can really see herself helping bring those amazing things to life. And she's good at that. The problem is she hasn't stopped to ask herself what she wants her life to be. And so in this story, she kind of goes with the flow and is helpful wherever until one day she's like, hold on, I don't know if this is what I want to be doing forever. Like, is this what I want my life to be forever? Marriage Story is about a couple, Charlie Barber and Nicole Barber, played by Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. And Charlie is a theater director in New York, and Nicole is an actress who started out doing film and TV in Los Angeles, but now does theater in New York with Charlie. And she's very content to be doing this. She's very happy to be doing this. She's very good at it, actually, until one day she realizes, actually, I have more dreams than this, and I want to do more than this. And so she doesn't want to be married anymore. And the movie is basically them going through the divorce, and you see that they both saw the relationship from different perspectives and had very different experiences while they were in it. Charlie is a bit more stubborn, set in his ways. Nicole is more free and flexible. Charlie doesn't get defeated too easily. He's good at, I guess, fighting for what he wants. And Nicole is very patient. Why did I bring them into this? So I rewatched Marriage Story last year, and as I was rewatching it, I was like, oh, I feel like Nicole is a lot like Idunnu, and she is who I imagine Idunnu would be if she didn't stop to reevaluate her life when she did. If she just kind of kept on going and kept on helping and just kept on doing whatever because it was good, and they are good, I think she would have ended up in that place that Nicole ended up in, where she's like, wait, I want more than this. And she obviously has to make then a really big decision. On the outside, for Charlie, this whole thing kind of seems to happen suddenly. It's like, oh, we were good, we were happy, and then all of a sudden she doesn't want to be married anymore. Whereas for Nicole, this had been brewing for some time. there were things that happened in their relationship that she wasn't very fond of or didn't like and would just brush aside. Or she would keep on helping Charlie with his dreams because they're good and she is very good at bringing them to life. There's a scene where she is almost venting to Nora, the lawyer, and she's like, Charlie would take private moments and put them into his work publicly, which she didn't like, but then at the same time, she was honored that he found things she said worth repeating, or that he listened to her ideas, and so she was fine with it, I guess. She would say, you know, she just moved into his apartment and everything in the apartment is his. It's his own taste. She's just kind of living in his space, and how, you know, she got this new TV gig and she wanted him to be happy for her, but he just made fun of it because it was kind of silly. But this was something that meant a lot to her, and he just didn't see that. And she actually says, when she's talking to the lawyer, like,
and that's when I realized he truly didn't see me.
and I guess when you hear that, there can then be the argument of, you know, like, did she fight hard enough for what she wanted? Like, maybe she should have spoken up louder or more so that he could have seen her or heard her. And then there's the other side of the argument where you could say maybe Charlie should have slowed down more and tried more actively to listen to her and actually tried to see her. But as I was watching the film again and then remembering the story I wrote, I was like, oh, like, I honestly hope that I don't do that. Like, I hope I'm not someone who will just pull the rug out of somebody else, pull the rug out of under. How do you say that? Pull the rug out from under somebody else. You know, because I've kept my feelings to myself, or I've kept my thoughts to myself, or I've just gone along with the flow, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I am deciding that I want to be clear in communicating how I feel and what I think, and knowing that I did that. So then if we do get to a point where someone's like, oh, I feel blindsided, then we know it's not a problem of I didn't speak. It's more of a thing of, oh, okay, now were you listening? But I want to be able to kind of do my part in that sense. So these are all my thoughts. And as I kind of realized this about myself when I was turning 25, my life is cementing, I was like, oh, I want to start figuring out what it is that I want. Like I need to know so that I'm able to make decisions on where I'm going. And I don't know if anybody else feels this, but I'm realizing that's actually very hard for me to do. Like, if someone asks me, what do you want? I'm like, whatever. I'm realizing it's hard to really nail down clearly what it is that I want, or like, who do you want to be, and all these different kinds of questions. Because I'm the kind of person who's like, you know what, it's good to try different things. You never know where an opportunity might take you. And I also have this thing where sometimes I feel like if I don't want to do something anymore, I ask myself why. And I feel like I always think I need to have this really profound answer as to why. And if my answer isn't as profound as I think it should be, then automatically my feelings of not wanting to do the thing are invalid and I need to just keep going. That's how I've kind of lived my life. But then you get to a problem, living your life in that way, you get to this problem that Charlie actually mentions when they're fighting in his apartment in the movie. And he says to Nicole,
but you and I both know you chose this life. You wanted it until you didn't.
And it's like, oh yeah, she did choose this in a way. There's that thing of, even when you do something, even if you don't want to do it, because you're just going the flow or because you don't want to hurt people's feelings, you still have chosen to do it. And then from the outside, for everyone looking in, it's like, oh yeah, maybe you did want to them, because they don't know what's going on in your mind. They think, oh yeah, you must have wanted to, because if you didn't want to, why would you do it? You know? Which is a shocking thing to hear, but it's that thing of everything is a choice. And so really knowing, am I actually deliberately choosing this thing? Even if I am choosing to put my wants aside, but am I doing that with an informed mind and very, very intentionally? I think that's a question that I have for myself as well. Also, like, I'm turning 27 this year. I feel like I can't not know what I want forever. Obviously, there's some things that, things will change. But I can't just keep being like, oh, whatever, like, it's fine. I'm an adult. And I think I need to have that intentionality with myself, with like my goals and my dreams and my life. So I've been really trying to discover that. I've been writing stuff down. I was like, what do I want? And really just being okay with being embarrassed, even if it's a small silly thing, just writing it down and knowing, okay, I want this. Honestly, it's why I released the book. It's why I'm making this video. Just like, because I want to. And for the longest time in my life, I've always been like, oh, I want to be an author. So then it's like, okay, if you want to do this, then do it. Like, just make the decision, and stop waiting around or just doing everything else but that. So that's why I'm on here and why this book is out. I've also been really trying to communicate clearly, or talking myself into, okay, this is how you feel, just say it. Like, that you're not trying to be rude, and that you don't want to hurt people's feelings, but you just want to do that, communicate what you're thinking and what you're feeling for the sake of, honestly, all your relationships. And I'm realizing that's also very hard for me to do. Surprise. That's also really hard, but I think it's going to be worth it the more I do it. There's all these things of, you're scared of disappointing people, or you're scared of tarnishing the image that you have of yourself. I am scared of tarnishing the image I have of myself to other people. And so then I keep what I'm thinking to myself, or I keep my feelings to myself, or I just kind of do something I know they want me to do because I don't want to hurt them. You can't keep doing that forever. And over Christmas, I was really reminded to stand firm in my decisions and in my feelings. Just own my feelings, even if they end up being wrong. Like, I need to be secure enough in my feelings or in my thoughts or my decisions to just make them. And even if they end up being wrong, I then need to be secure enough to be like, oh, okay, I was wrong. And to really just like know and own that I'm already stable in God. So I can just make decisions. And even if they end up being wrong, knowing that, first of all, he doesn't love me any less because of that, but also he's like big enough to work the mess out. That really will be freeing. And I say that all the time, but it really will be freeing and allow me to just live. And then that also applies to other people as well, where, okay, I'm going to make a decision, and even if I end up being wrong, it won't make the people in my life love me any less, or even if it's not necessarily what they want me to do, it won't make them love me any less. And just owning that, I think, is the energy I want to go into this year with. That everything will work out. And obviously, I think like, I know going into this that you're not doing this because you want to hurt other people, or because, like, they don't matter anymore. But I'm really being reminded of, like, when you have a goal or a dream or a vision, it's not just enough to just have it lingering in the air. It's there for a reason. Like, you have to work towards it. And part of that is being able to know what you're supposed to say yes to and what you're supposed to say no to. And that's what this year is about for me. So those are all my rambling thoughts from this movie and from this book. This is my first video on here. I also have a blog that is attached to this. I've been writing on that for a few years now. I do movie reviews, but honestly, they're not really even reviews. They're just like me fangirling over things and then like using that to analyze my life and my thoughts. And that's what this video is too. So I think I will do more of these. If you want to check out my blog, you can. It is storytoculture.com. If you want to get my book, you can. It is on Amazon. And if you want to, watch this space for more videos, you can as well. Thank you for listening. I feel like I rambled a little bit, but we're here. Yeah, stay well, stay safe, be good.